Diablo show. Elle Diablo. What's up? What's up, guys? How are you doing? It's Elle Diablo. Woo! You happy to be back? I'm excited. Dude, Katy Perry's going to space. What? My friend told me that today. I had no idea. That's incredible. Incredible things are happening in the news. Katy Perry's going to space. The dire wolves are back. But more importantly, Katy Perry's going to space. That sounds like a fake news item. It's insane. She's going with the girls. Katy Perry is going to, okay, this is what it says on Google, which is like the 40-year-old singer. Yeah, we need that age in there. If Google didn't tell us her age, then what's the point of even telling us about her going to space? The 40-year-old singer will be flying aboard Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin rocket ship on an all-female mission, along with the Amazon founder's fiancée, Laura Sanchez. Talk show host Gayle King and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, and civil rights activist Amanda Nugan. Ooh, what a little crockpot. What a little crockpot of people. That's cool. I can't breathe. Sorry. That's interesting. What do you think they're going to talk about up there? I mean, I imagine you're going to go up there and you're going to talk some shit. Can you imagine talking shit in space? That would be fantastic. That would be the only reason why I would want to go to space. And by the way, for each person to go, I think it's $200,000, according to BGT, dyslexia. It's like 200. I mean, that's what it says Blue Origin is. While prices aren't like publicly disclosed, reports suggest ticket prices are likely between 200,000 over 1 million. That's a big range. ChatGPT. That's like saying, yeah, the prices could be $1 or $1 billion. That's what the prices range. So it's not going to be cheap. I'm assuming Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' fiance, might be comping everybody for a girls' trip. But it sounds fun. It does sound like a fun time. You couldn't pay me to go to space, by the way. I just feel like space isn't my business. There's a lot of stuff going on up there. There's a lot of stars who are being born. There's other stars going into labor. And it's just like a lot of hubbubaloo. And I just feel like I don't need to be there, you know? You would really have to pay me to go to space. And everyone's like, yeah, but don't you want to say? I don't like to see how big this universe is because there's no end to it. And that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then my brain, my tiny little brain, you're not really thinking about how small my brain is. It's only so big. It can only take in so much information. And it really, the buck stops at space. I really can't even imagine. So I guess they're going to go to space. I wonder what they're going to talk about up there. They got to gossip. I wonder if they're in space and then they're going to be like, so what do you guys think of like Bethany? You know? What do you guys think of that whole thing that's going on with Trump? Space talk. That whole thing, his entire presidency, what's going on with Trump. What do you think about the stocks? No, none of these people would talk about that. That's not affecting them. And to be honest, I don't know anything about the stocks. I know nothing. I know that they went down, but Yeah, sorry about that. It wasn't my fault, but I don't really understand stocks. The only way I can understand stocks is if a woman explains it to me, and it's never a woman who wants to explain it. It's always a guy. I don't know why. I respectfully think that I tune in more when a girl is talking than when a guy. It's like when a guy's talking and naturally just kind of like I go in airplane mode or like cruise control. My brain does. Like a lot of, whenever I'm talking to guys, a lot of guys will say this. I feel like you're not listening to me. Well, looks like someone's self-aware. Looks like someone's aware of their surroundings. Good job. And then I say, hey, good job. That was really insightful of you. Point to you, sir. I'm teaching men how to be aware of their surroundings. And maybe if they are, they'll stop being so stupid. I want to take that back. I feel bad. I'm not talking about all men. I don't think all men are stupid. At all, actually. I feel bad. We have to stop being so mean. But then, because there's a lot of sad boys out there, and the sad boys get sad. And then, like, for instance, there was this guy I was walking behind this guy on the street, and he was just like a bro, and he was really excited to be talking to his bro about golf there. And he was just like, what's up, dude? How are you? And it was like a character out of a movie. And yeah, I wanted to film it and be like, what a fucking idiot. But I'm like, hey, this guy is happy and he's talking about golf and he's in a good mood. Why I shouldn't bring him down for no reason. Let's uplift everybody. With that said, it is just easier to listen to women talk. I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not a hater. I love everybody. But people piss me off at different times, places, spaces. But anyways, what's going on with me? Well, I look kind of fucked up today. One, my hair is super frizzy. I kind of look like an English teacher who has like lipstick on their teeth or something. Who would like, you know what I'm saying? I look like someone who went to college at like 14 and never knew how to be a real person or something. I kind of look like a genius right now. I think it's the collared shirt. A collared shirt will really boost my intelligence up a couple notches, or it'll make me feel intelligent at least. I don't know why, but that's the power of a collared shirt. Or I'll feel like big business. I'll feel like I went to go get a facial the other day, and it was an intense facial. I have like bruises on my face from it. That I covered up with makeup for this exact reason, to film. And so covered up the bruises. So I got the bruise anyways. So I was getting I was going to this facial and I wore a collared shirt. I was going, Monday morning, and I don't know. It just made me feel like, yeah, I have a job. I don't have a job. I need a job. Oh my God, do I need a job? I'm so broke. I need income. I mean, I'm doing stand up, but boy, am I barely scraping by. So if you want to subscribe to the Patreon to just support your boy as I'm creating and putting out all this free content, that would be cool. If you have a job and you have some bucks to spare. Wow, I sound like a homeless guy on a train. But yeah, and honestly, getting these bruises have made me think about Amber Heard. Remember that whole thing? And it made me realize in my opinion, I think she objectively totally lied about the bruises because she went to an award show and she looked perfect, flawless. There was not one bruise on her face. She's like, oh, it was just makeup. That's the power of makeup. Girl, a real bruise, a real traditional, like organic bruise, you cannot cover up. Not completely. The best makeup artist cannot cover it up. You can do a good enough job. You can do the color correction and everything, but you will see something like a slight shadow, something like, you probably can't see it on my face because it's too far away from the camera, but yeah, it's there, buddy. It's there. Not to rehash old thoughts and feelings about Amber Heard. I wonder I feel like she kind of dropped off, which I totally would if I was her. Man, that was a lot. I can't believe I watched that whole case. That was like my whole life for 6 weeks. I just watched. Oh my God, I was so hooked. I thought it was so interesting. Just going through what he said, what she said. They're both not great, and they're both not great. That's usually the story. That's usually the tale of time, especially with celebrities. Yeah, he wasn't, he did something bad, she did something bad, but they're both not great. I would say most celebrities probably aren't great because it's the ego. When you get, overconsumed by any sort of ego is, to me, ego is good to an extent, but it's like a really fine line. Because it's like, yeah, it's like believing in yourself and believing in your abilities. And then, if it grows too much, you become blind and you say, oh, now I'm going to create this crazy case where I lie about Johnny Depp hitting me. Crazy. Also, I don't really care either way if it's true or not. Oh, wait. I probably should. But, well, obviously I care if someone gets hit. Right? I would care. But then the whole like Amber, all I'm saying is the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing, I don't really care anymore. But my bruises just reminded me of her. My real bruises. Did you guys do like grind lines back in the day? Do you guys remember grind lines? The grind line, I got into so many grind lines as a kid. It was insane. And we thought that was so cool. Like when you were in middle school, I wonder if middle schoolers still grind line. Like one time, the most epic grind line party there was that like someone's parent like rented out a space and it was like 3 p.m. And you just like walk into this building and then they turned off the lights and they blacked out all the windows. And then it was just like middle schoolers, 7th graders in a huge line, just grinding up on other 7th graders' danglings. It's a weird time. We didn't have cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone. All I had was the grind. I thought it was so hot. I honestly felt hot to have like a guy's, hands around you for the first time. I was like, oh yeah. I was so ugly. Grind lines. What do you do now? I guess you kind of like, do people grind still as adults? Maybe a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't really go out dancing. I've gone out dancing before, but it's like I'm jumping around. I'm like being really goofy. I'm not like being sexy. I'm not trying to grind anyone's groin, if you know what I'm saying. It was grind lines were a toxic time. Toxic time, let's see, I prayed to God and I asked him to send me money. And at the end of the amen, I accidentally said, thank you, bye. So I think I tarnished that friendship. Yeah, I would say so. I think I did as well. Katy Perry's going to space. That's pretty cool. Eh? Last Friday night. Oh, wait, is that her song? I kissed a girl and I liked it. I wonder if she's going to like sing for them in the rocket ship, because there's a girl group going. So it's going to be Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos, fiance, Lauren Sanchez, Gail King, film producer Corinne Flynn, NASA rocket scientist Asha Bowl, and civil rights scientist Amanda Nugan. Kind of sounds like one of those topical jokes. A civil rights activist, a NASA rocket science, a talk show host, a billionaire's fiance, and a pop singer walk into space. What does the bartender say? Or, you know what I'm saying? I wonder what they're going to do up there. I wonder if the conversation's going to be nice. Do you think Bezos' wife comped this for everybody? Because it's actually really expensive to go to space. It's almost like $1 million. It can be like $1 million+ per person to go to space. I don't know why everyone wants to go to space. You truly could not pay me to go to space. I don't want to go. I don't need to know what's up there. I like it down here, to be honest. I haven't even been most places on Earth. I still have to get my feet wet here. I'm still trying to get the lay of the land on Earth. I'm not ready to go to space. I feel like space is none of my business. What's going on in space? Stars are being born. Stars are going into labor. I feel like I have no business there. And it's just so big. Yuck. And it never ends. And there's no end. And that's crazy. How is there no end? That blows my mind. I have too much of a little peanut brain to understand that. And it makes me feel overwhelmed when you think about how big space is and how tiny we are. Sometimes that does make me feel better in terms of if I'm dealing with something and I'm really stressed out and I'm like, remember, you're just a little peanut on planet Earth, which is a peanut in itself compared to the universe. It's not a big deal. But then we get in our head that these things are a big deal, but perspective is everything, apparently. I've been seeing this thing on Instagram. A lot of these types of videos where they're saying, hey, by the way, everything we see isn't fake or isn't real. Like this one video. Wait, let's play it.
What if the physical reality that we all live in is actually just a projection of our mind? This sounds like the script from the movie Matrix, but I'm going to explain how science looks at it. In the analytic idealism theory, former CERN scientist Bernardo Kastrup says that all matter is what the mind looks like from the outside. That matter does not create consciousness, it's consciousness that creates matter. He says that our physical reality is the outward appearance of our thoughts and our emotions. Just as a smile doesn't cause happiness, the brain doesn't cause consciousness. It's just a symptom of it. And Kastrup proposes that there's only one universal consciousness called the mind at large. Just like how the ocean creates infinite waves, each individual wave is our human experience. When the wave is above the water, it is temporarily disconnected from the body of ocean, creating our unique individual perspective on life. And this is where it gets interesting. He says that death is an illusion. When the physical body dies, your consciousness becomes reintegrated back to that one universal consciousness. Just like how a wave, when it crashes back into the ocean, becomes the ocean again. So in a world where conventional science says that we're just these biological machines that happen to have consciousness, Kastrup says that you are actually part of the creator and you are the universe waking up to itself.
Wait, I kind of believe this. So death is an illusion, eh? So death is an illusion, you say? Wait, I kind of believe this because I saw something, I saw like a different type of reel. They're all like of this subject. And it was like, you don't remember. It almost like promoted the idea of reincarnation. Like the universe is trying to be like all knowing. And so every time a human is born, they don't know anything. And the only way to experience the earth as it is you have to have a clean slate, clean memory. And that's the only way you can like learn lessons, because if you already knew everything about the world, you wouldn't be inclined to learn more. Does this make any sense of what I'm saying? I wonder if I could find the video. That would probably be way better. But I think this is really interesting. But a lot of videos are talking about like how our perception as humans aren't real, which kind of blows my mind. What does this girl say? Science-backed success, nobody talks. Oh no, this is just a girl telling me how to stop thinking about boys, essentially. Oh, this girl. This is crazy. AI tells us why we forget. Ready?
For consciousness to fully understand itself, it has to go through a paradox. It must forget itself. Here's why. Consciousness in its purest form is infinite. It has no boundaries, no contrast, no separation, just limitless existence. But here's the problem. If something is everything, how can it truly know itself? If there's nothing outside of it, no contrast, no differentiation, then there's nothing to compare itself to, nothing to experience itself against. It's like trying to see your own face without a mirror. So what does infinite consciousness do? It creates experiences, constructs, and illusions of separation so that it can interact with itself. It fragments into different perspectives, different beings, different realities, all so that it can experience itself in ways it never could as a singular all-knowing entity. But in order for those experiences to feel real, it has to forget that it created them. Think about playing a game or watching a movie. If you knew exactly how everything would unfold, every twist, every ending, you wouldn't be fully immersed. The joy of the experience comes from believing in the moment that it's real, even if on some level you know it's just a game or a story. In the same way, consciousness has to create a deep, convincing illusion, a reality so immersive that it can actually forget it's the creator. That's what this reality is. You, me, everyone.
So that's what the video before was mentioning, that we are a part of the creator. Like each human, in term, when you look at like religion, it's always like, oh, that's God and this is us. But this like new, like I don't even know if it's quantum science, but new type of science is saying we're a part of the creator. And the creator is inside of us. Whoa. And I guess we're just all reflections. We're used as reflections so that the biggest creator, the biggest guy, can use us as mirrors to learn about themselves. I don't know. This is all, honestly, this is why I can't go to space, because my brain has a roof to it. And at this point in this conversation, we're almost at the tippy top. But this is crazy stuff. And I'm very interested in it because I do kind of think we're like all part of this creation. Like we're connected to Earth, like the trees and the animals, and we're all a part of this like one energetic ecosystem. And this stuff is what blows my mind. And this is why everyone thinks I'm high all the time, probably. But it's like that. But then also there's all these videos about like how our perception isn't real. And that really confuses me. So these are the reasons why like people say, like why I asked ChatGPT, why is what we see not reality? So what we see isn't reality because our brains don't give us raw, unfiltered truth. They give us a version of reality, one that's been edited, color corrected, and heavily interpreted for our survival and efficiency. Here's the breakdown. So our senses are limited. Yes, so we can't like see all this color that is available to other animals and things like that. Your brain fills in the gaps. This is weird. There's a literal blind spot in your vision where your optic nerve connects to your retina, but your brain just guesses what's there based on the surrounding info. It's like a glitch being smoothed over. That's weird. Blind spot. And honestly, when I tripped way too hard on mushrooms one time. Like I never intended in my lifetime to trip this hard on mushrooms. It was a complete accident. It was 2 years ago. And I mean, I wasn't in reality. Like everything I saw wasn't real. And like I was in space, a place I hate. Okay. Didn't want to be there. I was in space. I was traveling through space and time. Like I was in a cartoon world. I was everywhere all at once. And it was crazy. But when I came out of it, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really learn anything except that everything we see isn't real. Because everything I saw for like 6 hours wasn't real. And I was like, it was blowing my mind that my whole vision, I had no control over it. And yeah, it was really insane. But that's kind of the realization I came to, that everything I see wasn't real. And now when I see these videos of, talking about how everything you see isn't real, I'm like, damn, that's what I discovered in my shroom trip. Maybe I'm a genius, Time delay. You're not seeing another reason why everything we see isn't reality. You're not seeing the present moment. Light hits your eyes, gets converted to electrical signals. It gets processed by your brain, interpreted, and by the time you see it, it's already in the past. Tiny delay, but still, you're watching a slightly delayed live stream of reality. Past, present, and future is very confusing. Someone online once said like the past and the future don't exist. The only thing that exists is right now. And I kind of believe that. Because like, yeah, the only proof that we have of the past is memories. But I mean, to really let that sink in, that settles me. That gets me into the moment. That helps me let things go. Except then I think about my grandma who died. I'm like, she existed. I see her right now. And Joyce. So what is reality? I asked ChatGPT and he said, good luck. Good luck defining it. So I guess it's whatever we make of it, kind of. But some say it's like an ocean. We're just seeing the waves on the surface, ripples that our little human eyes can pick up the deep stuff. That's mystery. That's what the other video was saying. Wow, these two videos really went hand in hand. They paired nicely together. I guess this is a very existential episode. The theme, existential. The theme, existential, but do not like space. Not subscribing to space. The trip alone, I feel like that's a lot of stress on your body. Do you age when you go to space, or do you age backwards? That's a question. That's a good question. It's nothing but a good question, sweetheart. What else has been going on? I've been feeling good. I think I realized that when I was talking before that I don't need Adderall or Vyvanse anymore, and I definitely do. Okay, I definitely do. But that Armra, have you guys heard of that? The Armra stuff? I was taking it. I didn't even know what it exactly does, and I still don't. But then I ran out of it, and then I had to reorder it. But the days I didn't have it, I was back to my old ways. I was back to being super ADD, super paralyzed by choice and, things to do, such as that. And I realized it was the Armra that's keeping me level, ADD wise. Isn't that crazy? Is this funny? I don't know if this is a funny podcast. At least not, I don't know if this episode's a funny podcast. I try to make it funny, but then, sometimes you can't be funny all the time. I mean, honestly, a lot of the times when I am being funny, I have no idea I'm being funny. Like whenever I'm with my friends, they're always like, oh, that's hilarious. That's a joke. That's a ba 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 ba. And like, I would have never thought for a second what I was saying was funny or whatever. You guys might be listening to this being like, she says not one fucking thing funny. And that would be the story of my life, to be honest. My aunt wanted me to tell you the story about one time I went to Boston, and sometimes you can go whale watching in Boston. They have like good whale watching stuff. And so I went when the whale watching season was prime. Me and my aunt and my little cousin, we go out on this boat. We go for hours, right? And we want to see a whale. And we're not seeing any whales. And the guy gets on like a megaphone, is like, yeah, so we're not really seeing any whales, but there's this really great site called YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you Google and you just type in blue whale, you could see blue whales. You could see any whale you want, really. It's a pretty amazing device. So why don't you try to YouTube some whales when you get home if we don't see any today? So that was nice. We YouTubed whales that day. We didn't see any real ones. I do want to swim with a whale, even though it sounds dangerous. I want to swim with I keep on saying male. I want to swim with a whale, but I don't want to go to space. Because I still have stuff to do here. I'm not done. I'm busy, sweetheart. I'm busy.